Welcome to Tomorrow Unveiled. Ever feel like you're just, sprinting to keep up? Like technology's changing so fast and there's just this mountain of information, especially about AI and how it's uh, hitting your daily life. You're definitely not the only one feeling swamped.
Oh, yeah, it's like trying to sip from a fire hose, isn't it? The speed of change, especially with AI right now, is, wow, it's something else.
Totally. So today on Tomorrow Unveiled, we're going deep on a topic that really affects all of us. Future-proofed how tech is changing society.
Mm.
Our mission, really, is to cut through all that noise. We want to give you the absolute key insights from the latest AI and tech developments, how they're really shifting work, education, our whole society. Basically a shortcut to understanding these huge changes with some surprising facts and practical stuff you can actually use.
Exactly. And to do that, our dedicated research team, they've just pulled together this incredibly rich stack of recent articles, solid research reports, all from just the past week, actually, July 13th to 20th, 2025. And it really feels like a turning point week,
Mm.
a moment where you see humanity really starting to grapple with this tech abundance, with AI everywhere. So the key things we're sharing today, these are the insights that kept popping up across multiple sources. That gives us a really solid corroborated view of what's actually happening.
Okay, let's jump right in then. First big area, how work itself is being fundamentally changed by AI. I mean, when you talk AI and jobs, the first thing most people think is, well, mass unemployment, right? Is that really what the research is showing us, or is it maybe more complicated?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the research is pretty clear. It's not just mass displacement. It's something our team started calling a great retasking.
A great retasking. Okay, what does that mean?
Well, AI isn't just wiping out entire jobs in one go. It's more about automating specific tasks within existing roles. Think about like a surgeon using advanced robotic tools. The surgeon's still essential, right? But their tasks change. Their capabilities get a massive boost, and that fundamentally reorganizes the work itself. So yeah, some tasks vanish, but human roles pivot towards things where we still have the edge.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. And the numbers really back this up, don't they? The research team found this consistently across different reports, the World Economic Forum's projection. By 2030, okay, 92 million jobs might be displaced globally. But,
But an estimated 170 million new jobs will likely be created.
wow.
Yeah, just think about that. For every job potentially lost, almost two new ones emerge. This isn't just like shuffling deck chairs. It's a fundamental rethinking of the global workforce, a net growth, actually, of 78 million jobs. So the challenge isn't really a job shortage, it's more of a skills shortage.
And the impact on how much we get done, on productivity. Our research showed it's huge. Industries that are really leaning into AI, they're seeing labor productivity just shoot up, like
Yeah.
up to 5 times higher. And revenue per employee is climbing significantly too.
Five times higher. Imagine that for a business, for its competitiveness. And think about the value each employee can potentially deliver now. We saw some really clear examples like a pilot program where just giving workers AI tools saved over 122 hours per year per employee.
Per employee, that's almost 3 full work weeks freed up.
Exactly.
Imagine the strategic thinking, the creativity, the human stuff you could do with that extra time. But these changes, they aren't always obvious, are they? Did the research flag any sort of hidden shifts happening in this tasking?
Unfortunately, yes. The team did pick up on a worrying trend, these hidden layoffs.
Mm.
Companies might say workforce cuts are due to, restructuring or tech upgrades rather than saying AI outright. But behind the scenes, major tech firms are openly acknowledging that AI is writing a pretty big chunk of their operational code now.
Right. So it's like this quiet transition happening under the surface. But kind of counterintuitively, the sources also show that many companies investing heavily in AI are actually hiring more people overall.
Yeah, that's key. It suggests AI isn't just cutting costs, it's acting as an augmentation tool. It helps companies grow, which then leads to new hiring.
Okay, so if entire jobs aren't just vanishing, but the tasks within jobs are changing, what does that mean for the human roles that are left or the new ones popping up? Are we seeing totally new kinds of jobs?
Absolutely. The research clearly points to the rise of the hybrid professional.
Hybrid professional.
Yeah, it's a new kind of worker who operates right at that intersection between technology and human-focused skills.
Interesting. So it's not just about coding anymore. Our team found some great examples of these emerging non-tech careers that are vital for the whole AI ecosystem. Things like AI ethics specialists.
Right, or AI UX/UI designers making the AI usable and intuitive. And AI policy analysts, too.
And these roles need deep knowledge in things like philosophy, law, sociology, not just computer science.
And if you zoom out a bit, this whole shift points to a new skills hierarchy and, importantly, a pretty significant wage premium. The value is moving away from just doing the technical tasks, the how, and shifting towards directing the AI strategically, the what, and also towards ensuring it's used ethically, the why, and creatively solving completely new problems, the what if. It's like human judgment is becoming premium.
That really clarifies where the value is going. And what's fascinating is that the skills consistently ranked as most in demand for the next few years are those core human ones: analytical thinking, creative thinking, curiosity.
Exactly. It's not about trying to be a better robot than the robot. It's about thinking critically with the AI. Like,
Mhm.
think of a master artisan getting a powerful new tool. The skill isn't just using the tool, it's deciding what masterpiece to create and guiding the tool to make it happen.
And there's a definite financial reward for this. The data showed jobs needing specialized AI skills now pay, on average, 56% more globally than similar non-AI roles.
56%. And that figure has more than doubled recently. So it's a huge incentive to upskill, right? But it also flags a real danger, the risk of a kind of two-tiered workforce if we don't manage this transition carefully.
That's a massive premium. Huge
Yeah.
opportunity, but yeah, potential new divides too. Did the research pick up on any other maybe concerning signs linked to these shifts?
Well, yes. One thing the team noted was a pretty significant drop in entry-level job postings, and analysts think this might be linked to AI automating a lot of the routine clerical tasks that often used to be the first step onto the career ladder. Definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that makes sense. So these huge shifts in work, they obviously raise the next big question.
Hmm.
How are our education systems keeping up? This feels like a critical piece of how we're all retooling for this AI age, right?
Yeah.
Especially through education and lifelong learning. So specifically in education, how's AI changing things? Are we seeing totally new ways to learn?
Oh, absolutely. One of the really exciting developments is how AI is making truly personalized learning possible and at scale. Our research found students using AI reading assistants, for example, they can learn more material faster than with old methods, and they actually prefer the AI for the instant smart feedback it gives.
That's incredible. Imagine a system that just gets your learning style, knows your strengths, your weak spots, and then tailors the content and the pace just for you. That kind of individual attention was just impossible for large-scale education before.
Precisely. And it totally flips the role of the teacher. They're moving from being the sage on the stage, just delivering information, to becoming more like an architect of learning experiences.
Yeah.
They integrate the AI tools, but crucially, they focus on fostering those meta skills: critical thinking, creativity, adaptability, the things that become even more valuable.
But there seems to be a big gap opening up here, doesn't there? Our research team found that while, okay, a huge number of students, 86%, are already using AI tools regularly for schoolwork, summarizing things, drafting essays, an overwhelming 80% feel their schools or universities are basically failing them when it comes to proper AI training.
80%. That's a massive disconnect.
Yeah.
Our team actually called this the shadow education system. Students are kind of figuring it out themselves, creating their own rules for using AI because the formal guidance just isn't there. And that obviously raises big questions about, academic honesty, fairness, equity.
Yeah, it really underlines how urgently we need system-wide change from elementary school right up through college and beyond. We are seeing some movement globally, though. The research highlighted the U.S. White House making K-12 AI integration a priority. India's education minister pushing for AI literacy at all levels. Universities scrambling to update courses to be AI literate and data savvy.
And the money for training is starting to flow too. There are big initiatives happening, like a $23 million partnership in the US, bringing together educators and tech companies. Microsoft, OpenAI, Anthropic are involved, aiming to train over 400,000 K-12 teachers in AI by 2030. And in Nigeria, there are programs aiming to get 157,000 high school students equipped with AI skills.
Which just hammers home how vital that large-scale, high-quality teacher training is. Because if the educators aren't comfortable and skilled with AI, these amazing tools just won't make a real difference in the classroom. Okay, so for our last section, let's pull back and look at the bigger picture, navigating the future policy, abundance, and human connection.
Hmm.
Obviously, governments, societies everywhere, they're really wrestling with AI's huge impacts, trying to figure out, how do we manage this thing?
Yeah, and this is where you see policy really starting to take shape. The research highlighted quite a bit of international cooperation, like the G7 AI Adoption Roadmap. That's focused on promoting AI that's secure, responsible, especially helping smaller businesses, SMEs, get on board.
And then you have national plans like the U.S. AI Action Plan that's coming soon. It's trying to clear roadblocks for innovation, but at the same time, states are trying to put up some guardrails. It's this tricky balancing act, isn't it? Encourage the tech, but make sure it's used well and benefits everyone.
Definitely. And all this is happening while there's just this enormous surge in global AI investment. The U.S. alone saw over $109 billion in private AI funding recently. Plus, there are commitments for tens of billions more in public money. That sheer amount of capital is just turbocharging development.
With all that money and change swirling around, it's no surprise the debate about the social contract is heating up again. Universal Basic Income, UBI, it's back in the conversation as maybe a safety net, an economic floor. Some pilot programs are already showing positive results for people's well-being, stability.
And then there are more, maybe radical ideas gaining ground, like regulating the really powerful foundational AI models, the big language models, for instance, as public utilities.
Like electricity or water.
Exactly. The argument is these models are becoming so essential, regulating them like utilities could ensure everyone gets fair access and stops just a few huge companies from controlling everything.
That really brings up a core philosophical choice, doesn't it? Are we going to try and redistribute the wealth AI creates after the fact? Or do we try to shape the market itself right from the start so the benefits are shared more inherently, more fairly? It's a fundamental debate happening now.
And it connects directly to those inequality risks we mentioned. The research talked about the silicon ceiling or adoption chasm inside companies. Leaders get excited about AI, they embrace it, but frontline workers often get left behind. Maybe the use cases aren't clear, the training is lacking, only about a third of employees feel they've been trained properly, or they just don't see leaders really championing it down the ranks.
So it's often a change management issue, not just a tech issue. And the risk, as the researching found, is that if we're not careful, AI could become an inequality engine. It could widen the gaps based on skills or geography concentrating wealth in a few superstar cities, or even demographics, since women often hold jobs more exposed to AI automation.
Which loops us right back to the sheer scale of the human challenge, the skills challenge. It's huge. The research suggests something like 70% of the skills people use in most jobs today are likely to change by 2030.
70%. That's staggering. And traditional schools and universities, they just can't fix that alone, can they?
No way. It needs a whole new approach, a much more agile system for continuous lifelong learning. Things like company-run AI academies, micro-credentials you can stack up, much stronger partnerships between government and businesses. This reskilling bottleneck is really emerging as the main thing holding us back from getting the full benefit of AI.
It really feels like a nation's or even a company's future success might depend less on having the tech and more on how quickly and effectively it can reskill its people.
That's exactly right. The human capital side is becoming the critical factor.
We really want to hear what you think about all this.
Yeah.
Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast app, drop a comment and let us know your thoughts on how technology is reshaping our society. Okay, so let's quickly recap the main takeaways from this deep dive into Future-Proofed. First, AI isn't just taking jobs. It's fundamentally changing work into more of a human-AI team effort, demanding new hybrid skills and constant learning.
Second, our education systems are facing massive pressure to change. Personalized learning powered by AI and building AI literacy for students and teachers, that's becoming absolutely essential.
And third, governments, societies, we're all actively trying to figure out the right rules, the right economic models, to make sure the benefits of AI are shared widely and the risks are managed properly.
It's so clear that the future isn't really about humans versus AI. It's about how well we empower humans with AI.
And here's maybe a final thought to leave you with. In a world where machines get smarter and smarter, maybe our most unique human abilities, empathy, complex judgment, ethical thinking, real creativity, maybe those become our most valuable assets, professionally and as a society. So the question for you is, what new, uniquely human skill will you focus on developing to thrive in this future that's unfolding right now? If you found this useful, we'd really appreciate it if you could take a second to like this video, subscribe to Tomorrow Unveiled right here on YouTube, and definitely hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future updates.
And if you're listening on a platform like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leaving us a rating and review for Tomorrow Unveiled would be amazing. It genuinely helps new listeners discover the show.
Thanks so much for joining us on Tomorrow Unveiled. We'll catch you next time.